Hello everyone, in this video I'm experimenting with 3ds Max for the first time. To begin the table project, you click on the right hand side under Object Type and click Box. You click and grab the object to get the desired length of the object, and then you click down to get the depth of the object. Using the same tool, I did the same thing to then create the legs of the table. Here you can see me fiddling with the y-axis and all that to try and get the table leg to line up with the table. As you can see, I'm making it look a lot more difficult than it needs to be. To correctly do this, you click individually each axis, for example the y-axis, the x-axis, z-axis, to then pull it in the correct direction instead of what I'm doing, which is using all of them so it goes all over the place. As you can see, I have not quite learnt this yet, so every time I obviously click on it, it just makes it go all around the screen instead of going into one particular direction. After fumbling around with the directions, I right click and click clone on the table leg to then drag it to the right to create another table leg. As you can see, I didn't quite know what I was doing, so when you clone the object, all you have to do is click and drag. Here's another little clip of me trying to figure out how to properly move this instead of using each in particular axes. Carrying on, I am cloning each leg to then create all 4 legs. This is the end result for my first ever object created in 3ds Max. It's a solid 2 out of 10. In the second part of this video, I am creating my second object, which is a chair. First off, I am doing the same technique of creating a box, getting the length and the depth of said box. Then I'm creating a second box on top of the first box, which is ever so slightly smaller. Here you can see me fiddling profusely trying to get the box underneath the first one. Then I have started creating the back side of the chair, creating one oblong for the back. Here I did the same thing as before and cloned it. Here I have created a smaller oblong to then rotate it to fit the back of the chair. As you can see here, I'm trying to level it off correctly, but all I'm doing, because I put it in the seat, is moving the seat around, which is a very stupid thing. All you should do is bring it to the left and try and line up as using the other 3 screens. Here I finally learned how to use the Y, X and Z axes to correctly line up the back of the chair. Clicking modify on the right of the screen, you can edit the length, width and depth of said object. Here I am modifying the length to make it so that the back of the chair can hit both sides. After finally creating the correct back of the chair, I cloned the object 2 more times to then create the back of the chair. To create the legs, I cloned the 2 objects for the back of the chair to then click and drag it to the bottom of the chair to create the legs. Here I am cloning the purple parts of the back chair to then click and drag them to have the accessories on the legs of the chair. When cloning the objects, I lengthen the objects to then fit in the gap between the legs, but by doing that it lengthened the original objects. So using this mistake, I then clicked and dragged them so they're perfectly lined up in the middle, so it looked like it was meant to do that. This is the final render for my second object that I've ever made in 3ds Max. Overall, I think I would give it a solid 4 out of 10 considering this is my second time, or second object, and I think it went alright considering. Thanks for watching me fail and realise my mistakes in 3ds Max. I have more videos to come. Thank you so much for watching.